Baseball has two famous owners named Charles, and those owners were pretty similar in a lot of ways. One was Comiskey, the other was Charles O. Finley. Both were very good baseball men. Charles Comiskey, when he was a player, was a first baseman who taught baseball pretty much how to play that position. Before Comiskey, first baseman would practically stand on first base at all times, but he moved away from the bag to fill in responsibilities to fill ground balls with the infield and taught the pitcher how to cover first base on balls that were hit to first base. He was a contributing factor also in the formation of the American League in 1900-1901, along with Ben Johnson. But he was also similar with Finley, that he feuded with Ben Johnson down through the years, and they had some major feuds. And then there's Charles Finley. Finley was a good baseball man. He absolutely understood talent, and he signed 3 Hall of Famers, 5 other players who were all-star players, and the core of those 8 players won him 5 division titles and 3 world championships. Finley loved promoting the game of baseball in Kansas City and Oakland, bringing his Harvey the Rabbit to give the umpire baseballs, a little rabbit behind home plate that came up out of the ground. He also had a little blowhard which blew dirt off home plate for the umpire. He had Charlie O the Mule, which he actually took on road trips sometimes with him, and that was the team mascot. He put shepherds with goats to trim the grass behind the outfield wall in right field on the hill there in Kansas City. He brought colorful uniforms, the green and gold uniforms, later the white shoes to go along with that. Most in baseball hated those uniforms. And in fact, I think it was 1963 or 60 that Norm Seaborn was the only A's representative in the All-Star game, 63. Because he had a green and gold uniform, Ralph Houck refused to put him in the game. He was embarrassed of the uniform. And he introduced, I think, ball girls in hot pants, and Miss USA was a ball girl at one point in Oakland. Mustaches for the players. He wanted orange baseballs, but that was disallowed by the league. He wanted orange bases, also not allowed by the league. I think it was allowed for one spring training game. Oh no, opening day, I think one time in Oakland they were allowed to use gold bases. But we could be here all day talking about his promotions. One thing he was similar with Comiskey was his players hated him, and his employees quit on him often. Managers had problems with him. He once hired Hank Bauer in an interesting way. Hank Bauer was a player, and over the intercom, Finley fired his manager, and then over the intercom, while Hank Bauer was in right field, he said over the public address system, "Hank Bauer, come in to the dugout. You're no longer a player. You're the manager." He didn't treat or pay his players well. In that way, he was very similar to Charles Comiskey. For Comiskey, that led to the Black Sox scandal in 1919. For Finley, it helped usher in free agency for baseball. Finley failed to pay half of Catfish Hunter's contract. Half of it was supposed to be in money. The other was, I think, in insurance. I think it was insurance stock, and he failed to pay that. So Catfish Hunter was declared a free agent, and he went to the New York Yankees. He was the first free agent, I believe. After losing Hunter, Finley deduced he could not pay his other stars, and after about 1976, they were all gone. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Apba Brian, ready to bring to you on Apba Classics the second series of the All-Time Greats tournaments. We have the 1919 Chicago White Sox playing the 1974 Oakland Athletics. Here are your starting lineups. First of all, for the White Sox, Eddie Collins will lead off and play second base. Swede Risberg is the shortstop. Joe Jackson in right field. Happy Felsch in center field. Buck Weaver is the third baseman. Chick Gandil first base. Nebo Lebo in left field, and Ray Chalk catcher. Eddie Seacott is the pitcher. A and C rating, Y and Z modifiers. For the 1974 Oakland A's, Billy North will lead off and play center field. Campy Campaneris is the shortstop. Joe Rudy's in left field. Reggie Jackson in right field. Sal Bando is the third baseman. Gene Tennis is the first baseman. Dick Green's at second base. Ray Fosse is the catcher. And you've got Catfish Hunter, grade A, Z modifier on the mound. Two exceptionally tough pitchers pitching today. We'll see how this goes. Here's the first pitch to Eddie Collins. 13 is a base on balls. Basic Apba, and Swede Risberg is going to hit and run. 24 is a 13. We're going to have to pick for a steal. The catcher for Ace Fosse is a 7. That's, I think, 11 through 23. He'll be out. Nope. 11. It's 11 through 16 for grade 7 catcher. 26 is a steal, so Collins is at second. One strike on the batter. Here's the pitch to Risberg. 33 is an 8 against an A on second. It's a ground ball to Sal Bando. Collins will get to third. Bando makes the play at first, and there is one down. Shoeless Joe Jackson. 26 is a 27. We're on third, and the infield's playing in. Let's see, 26. Runner holds, ground out to third. 2 out, the infield moves to playing back. Here is Happy Felsch. 25 is a 10 base hit. The runner scores. One to nothing Chicago. And on the play result, batter steals second on the third pitch, 1 ball and 2 strikes on the batter. So let's see if he's safe. 26, he is safe. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Buck Weaver. 64 is a 39. That's going to be runner out stealing third, which he would not do. So I'm going to ignore that result. There's no way we're going to steal third with 2 outs. $33 is going to be a 7. That's a base hit, and Felsch will score. So 2 runs in the first inning for the White Sox. Chick Gandil. 64 is a 41. Ground out to second base. 4-3. Dick Green makes the play. We go to the bottom of the first. 2-0 White Sox. A's coming to bat. Billy North leads off for the Oakland A's. 34 is a fly ball to center field. Happy Felsch is under it and makes the catch. 1 down. Here is Campy Campaneris. The A's have 2 prolific base stealers at the top of the order, North and Campaneris. 24 is a swing and a miss for strike 3, 2 outs. That brings us to the third hitter, Joe Rudy. 31 is a 9 against an A. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Swede Risberg. The A's are out. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the top of the second. 2-0 Chicago. Nemo LeBold will lead off for the White Sox. 41 is a ground ball to shortstop. Campy Campaneris makes the play, and there's one away. Ray Chalk, the catcher. 36 is a pop out to Dick Green. 2 outs. That's the second baseman. Ray Cicotti. Eddie Cicotti, excuse me. It was Ray Chalk. He just batted. Al Cicotti's the batter. Eddie Cicotti. 35 is a 23. That is a error on Joe Rudy. That's unusual. Here is Eddie Collins. 1-6 is a 28. Ground out to shortstop. We're at the bottom of the second, 2-0 White Sox. Reggie Jackson will lead off the bottom of the second for the A's. 31 is a ground out to Swede Risberg, 1 away. Sal Bando, third baseman, team captain. 32 is a 26. That's going to be a ground out to the second baseman, Eddie Collins. Here is Gene Tennis. 25 is a 37. Strike one. '64 is a 41. That's an error on the shortstop, Swede Risberg. Gene Tennis is the first one to reach for the A's. Slow runner. They're not going to play it safe. Dick Green. 1-1 roll. That's a 7. But against an AC pitcher, that's an out. Ground out to Buck Weaver. So we go to the top of the third. 2-0 Chicago. Top of the third, Swede Risberg, one of the ringleaders of the Black Sox scandal that happened in 1919. He will lead off. 35 is a base on balls. Fast runner at first. Here is Joe Jackson. 16 is a 28, fielding column 2. Ground out to shortstop, the runner goes to second. Happy Felsch. Felsch singled and drove in the only run, or drove in the first run for the White Sox, also stole a base and scored. 6-6 roll, that's a hit column roll for Happy Felsch. The center fielder, 56, is going to be a double, and a run scores. It is 3-0 Chicago. The White Sox are knocking around Catfish Hunter. 65 to Buck Weaver is a foul out to the third baseman. That's 2 away. And Chick Gandil, who hit 273 in 1917, is up to bat. 25 is a ground out to Sal Bando at third base. We go to the bottom of the third. White Sox add a run, and they lead 3-0. Ray Fosse, the leadoff for the Athletics, his life was changed in the 12th inning of the 1970 All-Star game by Pete Rose. After his shoulder injury, he lost his power to drive the ball. I could still hit a little bit sometimes, but not with power. And his ability to throw out base runners was reduced as well. So that definitely changed his career. Here's the pitch to Ray Fosse from Ed Seacott. 51 is going to be a base on balls. Average speed, Catfish Hunter's the batter. Hunter will square around the bunt. 52 is a 27, 2 strikes. Misses two attempts at the bunt. A lot of 13s on that card, but we're going to keep trying. 45 is going to be 36. Pass ball, runner gets a second. So, one ball and 2 strikes. That's to Catfish Hunter. He will swing away. No, he's not. It's going to take a miracle for him to get hit off an AC pitcher. Even though he's got 2 strikes. Go try a bunt. 65 is a strikeout. Made contact, fouled it off, but struck out. One away. Bill North. One five is a 11. That's going to be a single. And the left runner out of home, but F scores. Batter steals second on the first pitch. So Fosse is going to be thrown out by the left fielder. That is Nebo Liebold. North singles. He'll try to steal second. Ray Schock is the catcher. He is a 9 catcher, so that means 11 through 26 he'll be out. 23 he is gunned down. So 2 Athletics thrown out on the bases. That's the end of the 3rd inning. We go to the top of the 4th, 3-0 Chicago. All right, this game might come down to execution, and the A's, normally a great team at executing their plays, failed with the bunt, and then they got the runner thrown out at the plate on a base hit, which he would have scored if they had the bunt been successful. Here's Nebo Liebold to lead off for the 4th inning for the White Sox. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Reggie Jackson is under it and makes the catch. Catcher Ray Schock, who threw out a base stealer in the last inning, comes to bat. 61 is a 36 is ball. Let's see. That's a strike. Pop out to the shortstop. That's Campy Campaneris is under it. 2 outs. Ed Sicott, the pitcher. 43 is a ground ball back to Catfish Hunter. For the 3rd out, we go to the bottom of the 4th. White Sox 3 and the Athletics 0. Shortstop Campaneris leads off. He once played a game where he played all 9 positions. That was on September 8th, 1965. And he could play them well. Here's the pitch to Campaneris. 51 is an 8 against the A pitcher. Pop out to 3rd base. Buck Weaver makes the catch. 1 down. Joe Rudy, winner of 3 gold gloves for the Athletics. In left field, 25 is a pop out to Buck Weaver as well. 2 down. And Reggie Jackson. 64 is a swing and miss for strike 3. We go to the top of the 5th. It's the Chicago White Sox 3, the A's nothing, and they have only 1 hit. Hall of Famer Eddie Collins will lead off for the White Sox after I pick up the dice that I dropped on the floor. No game is official until I do that. Here's the pitch to Eddie Collins. 1-3 is a base on balls. Fast runner at first. probably hit and run again. Swede Reisberg. '61 is a 39 strike. Runner normally in basic is out stealing. However, I give him a chance to steal and the catcher a chance to throw him out, even in basic if I don't have the master ratings. He's a 7 catcher, 11 to 16. Safe. So stolen base for Eddie Collins. That's a second steal. 1 strike on Risberg. No outs. He's going to square around the bunt this time. 43 is a 29, and that's a strikeout. Joe Jackson. 45 is a walk. First and second. Sox have a lot of speed on the base path. Joe Jackson's at first, Eddie Collins at second, and Happy Felsch, who is 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and 2 RBIs, is the batter. Catfish, let's see if he has a different idea. Here's the pitch. 1-4 is a fly ball to Joe Rudy in left field. Runners will hold. 1 out. Third baseman, Buck Weaver. 54 is a fly ball to Reggie Jackson in right. 2 outs. Here is Chick Gandil, 0 for 2. 46 is a ground ball to Sal Bando at third. That's going to be the end of the threat. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 White Sox. Sal Bando will lead off the bottom of the 5th. He came irregular in 1968 when he hit 10 home runs in spring training. So 68 was his first full season. I think he played every game that year, 162 games. Here's the pitch to Bando. 52 is a ground out to third base. 1 out. Gene Tennis, who reached by an error, got as far as second base, but that's as far as he got. 46 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs, and now Dick Green. Peacock's knuckleball is knuckling today. 66, but not here, 66. That's a hit column roll. Dick Green has a little power. 15 is a 2. That's going to be a triple to left center field. There are 2 outs, but Green will be at third, and Ray Fosse, the catcher. 1-2 is going to be a 25 play result, or line drive to Eddie Collins at second base. 3 outs. We go to the top of the 6th. Still 3-0 Chicago. Nemo Lebo leads off for the White Sox. 62 is a ground ball to the second baseman, Dick Green. 1 out. Ray Schock. 21 is a fly ball to Reggie Jackson in right. 2 outs. The A's have only 2 hits. The White Sox themselves will have only 3 hits. Here's a pitch to Eddie Seacott, the pitcher. 51 is a base on balls. 4th walk given up by Catfish Hunter. Here is Eddie Collins. 64 is a 2 balls and no strikes. He has the Z modifier. 22 is an 8 against an A. Ground ball to the first baseman, Gene Tennis. Makes the play. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-0 White Sox. Eddie Seacott showing us why he was a 28-game winner in 1917. He turns to the mound. He'll face the top of the Athletics order, Bill North, who is 1 for 2, Campy Campaneris, and Joe Rudy. 45 is going to be a base on balls for Billy North. The A's will start the runner and hit and run. Campaneris is a hitter. 52. 27 is a ground out to third. North goes to second. 1 away. Here's Joe Rudy. .293 hitter with 22 home runs in 1974. A's could use a long one here to get him back in the game. Here's the pitch. 35 is a 9 against an A pitcher, or rather AC pitcher. That's going to be a ground out to Sweet Reisberg. North goes to third, though. 2 outs. Reggie Jackson. 12 is a line drive to Sweet Reisberg. We go to the 7th, 3-0 White Sox. Sweet Reisberg leads off for Chicago in the 7th. 6-2. 62 is a strikeout. 1 away. Oh for 3. He has struck out twice. Here is Joe Jackson. 0 for 2 with a walk. 61 is a 40 that is going to be a foul ball. The 0-1 pitch. 25 is a single by Joe Jackson. Speed at first. Happy Felsch, who is 2 for 3. 41 is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, Campaneris. He flips to the green over to tennis at first. That's a double play. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 3-0 White Sox. Sal Bando is the leadoff hitter. 3-3 roll. That's going to be a 2-base hit. A double for Sal Bando. He came up as a rookie before the A's left Kansas City. I remember watching him play, and he made quite an impression on me how thick his legs were. And I thought, man, this guy's surely got power, and he did have power. Here is Gene Tennis with nobody out. Another power hitter here, 3-3. That's going to be a 6, and it's a double. Bando will score, and the A's are on the board. It's White Sox 3 and the A's 1. Home rules for Apba. Basic is 7 innings. Pitcher is his point of weakness. And if 3 bad things happen to him, his letter grade goes down by 1 grade. But an AC going to an A is not going to be a big difference. Here is Dick Green. 36 is a 33. And that's a pop out to the shortstop, Sweet Reisberg. So Green fails to move the runner. Ray Fosse. 53 is an 18. First on an error by the shortstop. Tennis must hold at second. And the A's have, with 1 out, first and second. The Athletics will bring up a pitch hitter for a catfish hitter. That is Claudell Washington. Here's a pitch from Seacott. 62 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Joe Jackson. That's 2 outs. And if the A's are going to get anything more, it's going to be up to Billy North. North is 1 for 2. 52 is the roll. That's a 27 ground ball to third base. So he is retired. We go to the 8th inning. The A's get on the board. It's 3-1 Chicago. New pitcher for the Oakland A's is Paul Lindblad. He is a grade A reliever. Z modifier. Buck Weaver will lead off for the White Sox in the 8th inning. They have a 2-run cushion. Here's the pitch to Buck Weaver. 1-5 is a single, and he can steal on the next pitch. And the White Sox have been running on Fosse. Here is the throw. 16, I think he's going to be out. So Ray Fosse, yep, he's gunned down. 1 away. Gendel's the batter. 22 is going to be a single for Chick Gendel. Average speed, Nemo LeBold. 54 is a fly ball to Reggie Jackson in right. Second out. Here's the catcher, Ray Chalk. 23 is a ground out to second base. Dick Green makes the play. We go to the bottom of the eighth. It's 3-1 Chicago. Okay, Seacott does have to have his grade lowered. He had 3 bad things happen to him in the last inning. He's now strictly an A pitcher, but he could probably try and finish this game. Here's the pitch to Campy Campaneris. The roll is 44. That's going to be a pop out to Buck Weaver. 1 away. And Campaneris is 0 for 4 today. Joe Rudy's the batter. Joe Rudy was the Athletics World Series hero in 1972, Game 2. He hit a home run to give them a 2-0 lead over the Reds, and then made a outstanding catch that preserved that lead at 2-1 against Dennis Nick and the Reds. 44 is going to be a 7th, a base hit for Joe Rudy. Tying run comes to the plate. Reggie Jackson, here's the A's opportunity. Here's the pitch by Eddie Seacott. 25 is a 10. That's going to be a single. The batter will go to third, single to right field. And Reggie can steal on the next pitch. Batter is Sal Pando. So first and third with 1 out. And I think they'll try to steal. 11 through 26 will get him because Ray Chalk has a 9 catcher. Let's see. It'll be the tying run at second. 55, Reggie is safe. Second and third, 1 out. Manager Gleason makes a visit to the mound, but he wants to stay in there, so he's going to leave him in. Infield is going to play back. Here's the pitch to Albando. Here's 1-3 is a 14. It's going to be a base on balls, filling the bases. He would be the go-ahead run, first, second, and third. Seacott is surrounded, and Gleason is coming out to relieve the pitcher. Okay, the new pitcher for the White Sox is James Death Valley Scott. He is 6-7, 1.87 earned run average. Here's the pitch to Gene Tennis. Can Gene Tennis put a quarter in the merry-go-round? 63 is a fly ball to left field, very shallow. And the runners must hold. Two outs. Dick Green. So it's going to take a base hit to get the A's back in this game. 52 is a ground ball to third base. And Green is retired. So are the A's. They leave them loaded. We go to the ninth, 3-1 Chicago. Dave Hamilton will be brought in to pitch for the Oakland A's. He's a grade C pitcher, no modifiers. And Jim Scott will stay in the game and hit for himself here in the top of the ninth. 21 is a fly ball to Reggie Jackson in right, 1 away. Eddie Collins. Also 2, but he's been on base twice and stolen 2 bases. 32 is a ground ball to the second baseman, Dick Green. 2 outs. Here is Swede Riesberg. '51 is a pop out to third base. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 3-1 White Sox. Catcher Ray Fosse will lead off for the Oakland A's. 1-5 is going to be a ground out to Swede Riesberg at shortstop. 1 down. Pinch hitter for the A's will be Angel Manguel. He'll be batting for the pitcher, Dave Hamilton. 56 is a pop out to the shortstop, Riesberg. 2 outs. And now Billy North. Last hope of the A's. Tying run is on deck. 52 is a ground ball to third base. Buck Weaver is up with it. He fires across the diamond quickly to retire Billy North. That's the final out of the game. The 1917 White Sox defeat the 74 A's 3-1. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Okay, in this first game of the series, the 1917 Chicago White Sox scored 3 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. The Athletics scored 1 run on 6 hits, and they committed 1 error. The winning pitcher was Eddie Seacott, knuckleballer, who's pitched 7 1/3 innings, gave up 1 earned run. Jim Scott got the save, 1 2/3 innings, no runs. The losing pitcher was Catfish Hunter, who went 7 innings and gave up 3 runs. The star of the game, we'll say, is center fielder Happy Felsch. 2 for 4, single double, run scored, stolen base, and most importantly, 2 runs batted in. Final score, the 17 White Sox 3, the 74 Athletics 1, and we'll play game 2 tomorrow. That will go up. Yes, that'll go up tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. God bless.